Hey everyone, welcome back to my series of MCU reviews, and today I am reviewing Thor the Dark World, starring Chris Hemsworth, Natalie Portman, Zachary Levi, and Tom Hiddleston. When the Dark Elves attempt to plunge the universe into darkness, Thor must go on a personal journey that will reunite him with Dr. Jane Foster. Now, there is some fun in this movie. I think that everyone is doing a great job. Hemsworth is doing an amazing job as Thor once again. This is his first go at Thor at this point. I think that he's really good. Natalie Portman is really good in this movie as well. Even though that there were some controversies with her and some of the creative team, because originally Patty Jenkins signed on to do Thor 2, but then when Marvel wasn't good with her or something, and so Natalie Portman got mad and blah blah, and after this one didn't want to work on any more Marvel movies. Then what? But sure enough, that changed when Love and Thunder was announced. But I do think Loki is fantastic in this movie. Like, I love Tom Hiddleston's Loki. I am a big fan of season 2 of Loki. I love his portrayal of Loki. I think that the weakest performance he gave is in the first one, but it is his first go. But I really do like him as Loki in this movie, and I think it really works. I do like how the first Avengers movie is talked about in every single movie. Like, in Iron Man 3, it's mentioned with the PTSD stuff, and we really see the PTSD. In this movie, Jane slaps Thor in the face and is like, no. You were on Earth and you didn't come and see me? It's like, I saw you on TV in New York. And he was like, well, I was fighting aliens, or whatever he said. I was like, that's actually pretty funny. And I think that there is a lot of good ideas in this movie, but the thing is that, like, because the thing is too with this movie is that, like, Jane getting the ether stuck inside of her. Good idea to introduce the Reality Stone. And also, this is the point where they're really trying to set up the Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, of introducing the stones in each movie. So I think that really the thing is about this movie is that, like, they're much like Age of Ultron, even though I think that Age of Ultron kind of does a better job than this movie, is that it's too worried about setting up future things, but also the stuff in this movie, it's not written well. Like, we get a terrible villain in Malekith. Like, that is just a terrible, terrible villain that you're just like, what? Why did you even write him in here? Like, that is just ridiculous to me, because you're like, why did you do that when you could have easily workshopped this script a lot more than what you did, then gone like, you know what, we're going to introduce this terrible villain in Malekith. Which is crazy to me. But, and then also you have like really bad stuff as well, like Eric Selvig running around naked. Like, that is just really, really stupid. I'm like, why did that, like, after Avengers, there was nothing from the first Avengers to Thor the Dark World that mentions why he's running around naked. Because at the end of Avengers, like, Black Widow and the Avengers free him. And there's nothing from the first Avengers to Thor the Dark World, no scenes in either movie that mentions why he's running around naked. No post-credit scene, nothing. So you're just like, what is going on? Now, the death of Thor's mom is actually very important, because we get her death scene in this movie, and then they obviously bring us a very emotional scene in Avengers Endgame when Thor's fatter and he's reunited with his mother and all of that. Like, that's fun. Like, that's cool, seeing that. There is also a lot of action in this movie, but the thing is, my problem with the action in this movie is that while it's good, you could tell, I mean tell, that they were like, okay, here's a little bit of action, but we're going to, it's either really badly shot, or when it's a good shot action scene, it's like the prison break scene, where, when Malekith and all of them invade the prison, Thor starts fighting, and it's a good fight, but it cuts, like, immediately, and you're like, you were on a good track, you were doing a good job with this fight scene, I was actually entertained by this fight scene, but you actually cut it at the last minute. You cut, like, almost like a minute into it, and you're like, we've got a minute of fight scene, and that's it. It's like, well, what's the point then? But then also we have, like, but also we have good things, like the banter between Thor and Loki is also really, really good in this movie. Like, it's a very much a buddy cop movie, when it's just the two of them. Which I really, really like in this movie. And also, and I think that it's coming to that point where, like, I think that Thor as a whole is one of those Marvel characters that's hard to make a movie for. Because the first one people like, but people do not like it. Because the Dutch angles are terrible, apparently, and that sort of stuff, and they don't really understand the Shakespearean take on Thor. They don't like this movie because it was too boring and it was terribly written and stuff and blah blah blah. Then you get Ragnarok that is widely praised, even to me, that you're just like, this is easily the greatest Thor film ever made. And then you get Love and Thunder, which I like, but also people are like, oh my god, no, it's the worst Thor movie or the second worst Thor movie near the Dark World, blah blah blah, and you're just like, is Thor one of those characters that is hard to please fans? Because I feel like if you go too dark, like Dark World did, here's the scale, right? If you go too dark, people are going to hate it. If you go too goofy, like Love and Thunder, people are going to hate it. That sweet spot in the middle is Ragnarok, where it does have emotional scenes, and I would argue that the emotional stuff of Love and Thunder, people just like tend to overlook because they just think of the jokes and comedy in that movie, which is just like, what? But no, so like you have that right, and then you have like all this stuff going on. So I think that Thor at the end of the day is just a hard character to make a movie for, really. I like how every movie they change these characters' suits or looks. Because I think it's one of those things where, like, you look at the grand scheme of the MCU, like, Thor 1, Thor's wearing a traditional Thor outfit. Avengers, he goes to more the dark blue, kind of look in the suit. And then Dark World, he goes to more of a grey-black look. And then in Age of Ultron, he kind of has what he has on in Thor the Dark World, but the sleeves are ripped off. And he has more of a flap covering, like his junk area and that sort of stuff. And you're just like, I do like how they, like, it's either the suit gets better or the suit gets worse, but for me, like, the suit keeps getting better in every movie. I think that Love and Thunder has the best suits. But yeah, so, and I think that at the end of the day, this movie is fun, but it's also slow, and also it's one of those movies that, like, you look at it and you're like, well, why didn't they, like, I don't know, why did they even do what they did? Because, like, there's some good ideas in there, like the relationship. You need to continue that, because I actually liked the relationship between Natalie Portman and Chris Hemsworth in the first movie, so I was like, you need to kind of have that in here. You need to introduce a new villain, because, like, you can't always have Loki as the villain. You gotta have the action. You need to, like, have Selphick and Darcy, because they're a big part of the first one, and if they're a big part of Jane's life, you gotta bring them back. I think it's just a story that they picked that just overall doesn't work. But yeah, I think I need to give Thor the Dark World 2 out of 5 stars. I think that, which to me, right, so like to me, Thor the Dark World is a 4 out of 10. Because I count each half of a star as a grade, is how I put it. But I think that I mean, this is like right near Incredible Hulk. Like, they're kind of neck and neck, because it's like, they're both kind of pointless movies. Like, the only real thing that's important about this movie is that it introduces you to the ether, and that's important. So, but, yeah. So, guys, thank you for watching. Going to continue on with my MCU reviews. I didn't say this in my previous record ones because I filmed those a few months ago, but I will not be reviewing the Captain America movies because I did them leading up to Brave New World. I will not be reviewing the Spider-Mans because I reviewed them leading up to No Way Home. So if you want to go check out those reviews, go check those reviews out. And I think that's all of them. Oh, and everything from, I want to say, from No Way Home to current, movie-wise, I won't be reviewing because I reviewed all of them. There are some TV shows I have missed, so I will do the TV shows. I will do Wakanda Forever and Eternals, because I did miss those. So, yeah, so guys, see you guys later. Take care. Bye.
Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon.